What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a Heart's Desire reading for the sign of Gemini, okay? Gemini, you guys are last but not least this week on the Zodiac lineup. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal, so take what resonates and pass the rest to the next, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. You guys know how this goes. We're going to start one from the top in regards to your present energy, one from the bottom for your past energy, and then one energetically from the middle in regards to your future energy, okay? And so we'll look at the bottom of the deck momentarily for the overall outcome, okay? So let's see where your energy is, Gemini. We have the Strength card for your present, which was underneath Virgo's bottom card, okay? So kind of a jump of transfer of energy coming over, okay? Then we have the High Priestess in your past energy, okay? And then we have the Two of Cups in your future energy, okay? So, presently with this Strength card here, okay, we have a white tiger and it's walking through the desert with the sun behind them, okay? And so, I feel like with this Strength card, you're presently walking in your own strength, okay? This is Leo energy, okay? So you could have Leo in your chart, or maybe you're dealing with a Leo, okay? You don't have to be, it's just an honorable mention, okay? So that being said, you're just walking in your strength of owning who you are as a person, okay? And possibly in regards to a relationship with this Two of Cups in the future energy towards the end here, okay? And so we have the High Priestess in past, okay, where she's sitting in a chair. She has a piece of paper on one side and kind of like a moon or a globe on the other. And then there is this eye, her third eye is open and illuminated, okay, in a sense, okay. And so the ribbon of paper is sitting to the right side, and then the globe or sphere is over to the left, okay? So the High Priestess, in my opinion, is pretty much a seer of sorts, okay? Also just listening to your intuition in the past, okay? Possibly you may have the ability of using foresight as far as just having very high keen awareness of what goes on around you, okay? Kind of illuminating those senses, okay? So that is past energy, okay? Now, for future energy, we have two people here with the Two of Cups. They are sharing a cup from each other, kind of like their hands crossed in. And you have these dots above their head, you know, kind of like bun hairstyles for both of them. However, there's, you know, bouncing ideas off of each other, okay? And so it could be a situation where, you know, this could be a collaboration of some sort that you need to have strength with, okay? As far as you being polar opposites, one person is white and one person is orange, okay? And so you could be polar opposites in that sense, but you really work well together, okay? Some of you, you know, you may be opposite in maybe race or, you know, ethnicity, or you could just be, you know, different in that sense, or difference in styles, things of that nature, but your ideas always seem to click, okay? You're possibly in sync with one another, okay? That's for some of you. Others of you, it could be strength within coming back or reuniting with someone in particular, okay? So with that being said, I do feel like there's a good energy here, okay? So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Princess of Pentacles, okay? The Princess of Pentacles is here. Very vibrant colors of orange, blue, some violet in there, holding a spear, okay? The Princess of Pentacles is kind of considered like the minor arcana card in here, kind of extra within the Mystic Mondays. And it's possibly an offering of some sort, okay? Maybe a gesture, if you will, a kind-hearted gesture by someone, okay? It could be a valuable information for you, or some form of a peace offering based off of what has maybe transpired within this connection, okay? Maybe a disagreement of some sort, okay, or some form of separation, okay? So let's get into the clarification for these. All right, I'm going to do one from the top for the Strength card, one from the bottom for the High Priestess, and then one energetically from the middle for the Two of Cups, okay? And then we'll look at the bottom of the deck to clarify this Princess of Pentacles, okay? So let's see what we have. We have the Page of Materials, followed by the Hanged Muse, which would be like the Hanged Man. And then we have the Six of Inspiration. Really, really nice energy, okay? So let's start with your present energy with that Strength card with the Page of Materials, which in the Muse is also kind of considered the standing starting point of the tarot deck for this particular suit, okay? Materials meaning Page of Pentacles, okay? And there's pink roses here, okay? So a form of love, a form of endearment of some sort with the color pink or with pink roses, okay? That could be someone's favorite kind of rose, is pink roses, okay? The smell could be very distinct, okay? And so you could be having a sense of a strength in smell, okay? I'll give an honorable mention to those that may be or have recently lost their sight, okay? If you're on my channel, you know, my condolences to you. Do not let that hinder you, okay? I feel it's either partial or complete loss of sight, and so I think I mentioned this maybe in the Dreamcatcher read for you guys, okay, as far as your senses heightening, okay? It was either for you guys or another particular sign. You know, my apologies if I cannot remember. Once these messages are out, they're pretty much out. I am not one to keep up with everything unless it, you know, is really strongly energetically related to the reading, okay? And so again, you're having to find some strength in this, you know, this loss of a sensory that you used to have, okay? But do not let that deter you. Continue to stay strong in your abilities to utilize your other senses around you, okay? And so with this Page of Materials, I feel like presently you will have some form of support. While it may be small, small gestures of assistance will, you know, be around you. Be open to them as you need them, but also, you know, retain the information that you're receiving, and continue to have strength in being able to receive assistance from other people, okay, is what I'm feeling for you guys, okay? So, and again, I kind of almost associate this Page of Pentacles with the Princess of Pentacles, okay? In a sense of it could be a friend, like I said, for some of you, that's going to you know, provide some form of assistance, small gestures at a time, because, you know, they probably understand your position in things right now, okay? If it's not sensory loss, it could just be in a particular situation other than that, okay, as far as emotional or mental, okay? And like I said, some form of collaboration, okay? So let's go to the past energy with the High Priestess with the Hanged Muse, okay? The Hanged Muse is like the Hanged Man in the Muse deck, okay? It's someone kind of hanging on a tightrope, if you will, upside down, okay? And there are 3 triangles up underneath them, kind of look like teepees in a sense, okay? And so the Hanged Muse is talking about looking at things from a different perspective. Every tarot deck is completely different when they describe the Hanged Man, okay? However, there's usually something very distinct, okay? So needing to possibly center yourself in this, you know, well, in the past, preparing, if you will, knowing that something was wrong in the past, okay? And kind of trying to see things from a different perspective, okay, in your past. Possibly learning about this sensory loss beforehand, okay? Possibly your dreams were showing you this, okay, what's going to happen soon. Maybe genetically, as far as like in your lineage, it may be something that transpired, okay, in the past for maybe a great ancestor of some sort, okay, but kind of paying attention to in the past how they were able to move about without that particular sensory, okay? And it could be maybe it wasn't sight for them, maybe it was hearing, okay, and how they were able to continue moving forward, okay? So your intuition definitely in the past possibly started heightening a lot, and you started seeing things from a different perspective, okay? I will say that in the Hanged Muse, the triangle in the center does have that third eye yet again, okay? And so thus that possibility of someone losing their sensory, okay, as far as sight, okay? And then there's kind of like this small detail on the card in a sense of her looking like she's blindfolded. In a sense, there's like this strip of black across her eyes, okay? And then there's this doorway to kind of like the universe in the middle of these multicolored triangles, okay? And so again, just possibly focusing on that possibility of losing that particular sensory of sight, okay? If you didn't physically lose it, but there's a possibility that you may have turned a blind eye to something, okay? There's something in the past that you didn't pay attention to, and it's now kind of coming forward for you with this Strength card in regards to interpersonal relationships, okay? That's for a particular set of Geminis, possibly, you know, giving people the benefit of the doubt, if you will, okay? So with that being said, let's move forward to future energy, which is again the 2 of Cups with the 6 of Wands, okay? 6 of Wands is 6 of inspiration, okay? I always love seeing the 6 of Wands come out in the Muse because it's, you know, it reminds me of just very glamorous, if you will, okay? She has these kind of vanity lights around her with a star above her head, okay? And she's, you know, has on this very flowy like dress with a scarf around her that is black. Her hair is flowing. She looks like success, in my opinion, okay? And she has this canyon behind her, and then she's got these 6 women at the bottom with their back out with white dresses, their hair in kind of like a high you know, a high fade or high ponytail, very regal like. Almost reminds me of like Beyonce type vibes when I see the Six of Wands. But it is talking about being very successful in a victory of some sort coming in your future energy. Okay, I do not put time frames on anything like that, because either by the time you watch this reading, it could have already transpired, or it comes at a later date. Okay, so I never like to put, you know, time frames on anything. Okay, what is meant to happen will happen when it does, and you have free will. Things can change at any given point in time. Okay, but if you want this Six of Wands, you want this victory, you will work towards it. Okay, you will not run from it. Okay, you will do what's necessary for you to succeed. Okay, but it will be a successful reunion for some of you Geminis, okay, if that is what you wish to have. Okay, you've been in present mode, being very strong by yourself, and doing what you can to keep yourself in high spirits. Okay, since a possible separation from a particular person. Okay, possibly for others of you, if you are not interested in this reunion, you are successful or find yourself to be successful without this person. Okay, and you know, that's still good for you. You make your own choices. Okay, but I do feel like this is more so about a joyful reunion. Okay, in a sense of, again, knowing that you have true friends around you. Okay, I'd rather have a small circle than a large circle that's full of associates that I don't even talk to. Okay, so that's just me personally. Now, that is all that I'm going to say in regards to that Two of Cups. Okay, let's look at the bottom of the deck so we can clarify this Princess of Pentacles. The Princess of Pentacles is here yet again with the Two of Emotions, which is considered Two of Cups in the Muse deck. Okay, in clarifying this Princess of Pentacles. Okay, not really going to focus too much. You've been secure on your own for quite some time. The Nine of Cups is up underneath this Princess of Pentacles. You've had a lot of accomplishments. You've been doing a lot of things. Okay, and someone is noticing. Okay, with this Princess of Pentacles. And so, you know, they have no problem with, like I said, for some of you Geminis, you have a true friend that, you know, they know you're strong. They know that you can handle things on your own, but they want to be here to help you. Okay, and Two of Cups came out yet again, right diagonal from each other. Okay, there's two people opposing each other, one upside down, one straight up, but they're meeting eye to eye in the water with fish swimming around them. Okay, and so Cups is emotions. Okay, talking about water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Okay, you can have that in your chart, or that could be the particular person that you have around you, or a particular energy. Okay, and so they are here to, you know, reunite with you in a sense of, again, possibly bringing some form of explanation to you or assistance to you in opening up to you. Okay, because emotions is Cups energy. That is what water signs are. Still waters run deep. Okay, and this is a very profound relationship that you have with this person. Okay, so with that being said, beautiful energy. I love the way you guys are ending out this Heart's Desire readings for the Zodiac lineup this week. Okay, so let's get into your Heart Oracle here for your final advice. Okay, we'll shuffle by threes and then cut by three, and then we'll refer to the bottom of the deck, and then we'll go into the book to get some additional messages. Okay, so cutting by threes, and let's see what we have at the bottom of the deck. we have sadness and isolation. Sadness and isolation, number 3, okay? You have 2, again, oppositions of a person, okay? Below is a crouched person in kind of like a black void. And then you have above them someone who's kind of leaping into the air, kind of jolting in a sense, with kind of like an aura around the top of their head, okay? Of light, okay? They are kind of in like a black leotard, and then kind of like some type of garb that is kind of like, best way I can describe is kind of like a mummy in a sense, but not all the way wrapped up, okay? Almost like half toga type vibe, okay? But nonetheless, it's green behind them, and this yellow orb of light going up and around their upper body, okay? And so it's talking about sadness and isolation, needing to pretty much come out of that isolation, okay? You've been in a void of a sense, in regards to either being away from this person, or like I said before, losing something that has been very important to you, okay? The black void, I want to really specify, is not as prominent at the bottom of the card, okay? There's more joy and light above it, where another version of this person is jumping and leaping from out of that isolation, okay? And utilizing, again, that strength, okay, that they have within them to overcome any obstacles that may be hindering them, and seeing the joy and the light eventually, okay? I can not even imagine what it would be like to lose a sensory, because I can only imagine that it would be very debilitating, okay? And I'm not going to try to sugarcoat anything to say, oh, you'll be okay. I can't say that, because, you know, I have empathy in the sense of knowing that that can cause some depression and things of that nature, and it's hard, okay? And there's no way to sugarcoat that or make it any better, but there's someone around you that is willing to be there for you and help you through these times, okay? So, you know, it's always better to have, you know, someone by your side who's willing to be there for you in those hard times, okay? We're going to go to page 121. Which is equaling out to 4, okay? You could be, you know, holding back while, you know, remembering you are protected, okay? Even though you may have lost something, don't focus so much, or temporarily lost, okay, for some. It's to protect your energy at all costs, okay? It's better for if there was a temporary disconnect of some sort with a particular person, it was because it was necessary at that time. It may have been something that that person was going through, okay? Nothing against you, but something personally that was hindering that person from being able to connect with you the way that they normally do, okay? And so kind of take that into consideration, Gemini, if that is for you, okay? So let's go into this sadness and isolation. I will say love abounds is underneath, which is a very good sign, okay? Number 1 on that, a green heart kind of dipped in water and emanating or radiating an energy from it of yellow and green, okay? Talking about that heart space, okay? Opening back up, all right? So sadness and isolation, your keywords here are sorrow, disappointment, trust, and healing. Love can bring both joy and sorrow, When disappointment enters your life, it's important to acknowledge the accompanying sadness and feelings of loss. However, it's equally vital not to dwell on the loss. The temptation may be to isolate yourself from the world and cling to your grief. This card is a reminder to trust that this situation, as hard as it may be, is in your best interest. It's time to gently let go of the sorrow and disappointment. Sorrow can hold you back, or it can elevate you to new levels of understanding. Focusing on your sadness and loss will prevent you from attracting new positive energy around relationships. So it's time to turn your disappointment into hope for the future, okay? Ask what lessons you can learn from the situation. Move beyond despair into healing and joyful love. Let go and move on. You have more powerful spiritual forces helping you than you could ever imagine, okay? So, remember, if you are a spiritualist or you have faith, whatever your beliefs are, you are not alone in this physically or spiritually, okay? You have people surrounding you energetically, okay, from the other side, and they hear your prayers, okay? And so there's no need to be in fear. Hone in on that strength that you have always had and overcome this sadness and isolation, okay? So with that being said, let's go into the last deck here to wrap up your reading, Gemini. I'm going to shuffle the Power of Surrender cards by threes as well for your message of support. By one more shuffle. And then we'll separate by threes. Okay. And let's look at the bottom of the deck to see what your message of support is. Surrender your fear of intimacy. Surrender your fear of intimacy. Okay. You are ready to let love in. Compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart, okay? Compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart, okay? We have a couple here with, violet and purplish kind of hues around them, okay? Maybe a little bit of burgundy mixed in there, kind of abstract background. And then they're compassionately holding their foreheads, touching each other, eyes closed, and the woman's hands are on the chest, the man's hands are around her waist, okay? And so this is talking about getting over the fear of being close to someone, even if it is friendship, okay? You may feel very genuine emotion from this person, okay, that is opposite of you. Again, if it's a close friend of yours and maybe you've only been friends for quite some time or a little bit of time, you need to work on trusting in that connection, okay? If they're offering assistance, don't push them away in the sense of not trusting, okay? If they've never given you any reason to not trust them before, don't think that they would take advantage of you now, okay? So kind of be open to that form of intimacy in the sense of if it is platonic friendship, opening up to them where you entrust in them your deepest fears and emotions, okay? For other Geminis, if it is a relationship, again, reunion type, okay? Open up to that form of intimacy that you once had. That person will come back with that type of energy, okay? So with that being said, Geminis, that's all I have for you guys today. We do have 2 more readings this week, including the energy shout out on Sunday. So until then, peace.